Welcome back to Ben's Garage. Today we're doing all kinds of bodgery. It won't go down well with some of you, but this is a temporary fix just to get the mower up and running. I cut the grass the other day with a flower mower, and guess what? Nothing fell off it again. It has got a habit of self-adjusting itself, so as you're going it keeps getting lower and lower and it starts digging into the ground. But if we remember to wind it back up as we start off, we're alright. So today we're going to put new bearings in this mandrel, bolt the mandrel back on, put the spindle up through the bottom, and then I'm going to weld the pulley back on top. Flies! Sun comes out and that's it. Do one. So today we've got a couple of things we're going to try out. Hang on. We got some new toys. First one, we got a nipple gripper. A nipple gripper, I hear you say? That, don't know if you can see that, is going to go on the end of the grease gun, and it's you squeeze it, push it on the nipple, let go, and then that's hands-free. You can use both hands on the grease gun. That's made by Gertech. Now, there are some cheap alternatives on eBay, as there normally always is. But I thought, do you know what? Farmer, we'll spend the money and buy a decent first time round. So we should be fitting that on the grease gun later on when we've got all the mandrel in place, because that'll need greasing because it's got new bearings. So we'll be trying that out. The other thing to try is we've got an auto darkening welding helmet. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I will put a link in the description below. If it's any good. If it's a load of rubbish, I won't put a description because I don't want to be letting you lot buy rubbish. So Tina's just getting the tractor. Just going to bring it out here, hopefully, and we can make a start. So here's the tractor. You've all seen this one before in previous videos. This is a 120 finishing mower. It's got 3 blades on it, runs off belts, gearbox, PTO, blah blah blah. You get the story. Got some new parts. 2 new belts. Which I hope is going to fit. They can go over there for the time being. And 2 new bearings. What we've got to do with these bearings is on the, because they're greasable, I don't know if you can see that, they've got like a face on them that covers the ball bearings up. On one side of each bearing we've got to just pop that out. I'm going to try that now. Trusty snap-on screwdriver. No, needs something smaller than that. Comes out quite easy. That just leaves you the race then with the ball bearings in it. We should do that on the other one. So what you've got to try and remember is that one goes in the bottom with the ball bearings facing inwards. That one goes in the top, and when you grease it, the grease can get into your bearings. Very nice. Right, this is the mandrel. They call it the blade hub, or the hub of some description. I'll just give it a bit of a wipe out and a clean up. It has got dirty old grease in here. Alright, I'm going to try and knock the old bearing out. One of the bearings fell out. Here we go. And that's that one out. Just clean this top edge up. So I haven't got a hammer out here. Let me just bring this camera down a little. That's better. So in the realness of proper bodgery, we're going to tap it in with a ratchet handle. Hopefully it'll go straight in. So I think they're only a bit of a loose fit anyway. That's one bearing in, but there is another piece that we need to put in. We have this piece which goes down the inside, and that's what the spindle runs through. So I'll put that in first, and then we'll put the other bearing in. The other bearing is just a bit of a push fit really. If I put the spindle in, so what I've done is I've just put the spindle in, so I just tap the bearing in. So now I'm just going to pull that out, he says. Oh dear. And that tube does move around a little bit in there, so before we put the spindle back up through, we're going to have to line that up. But what we're going to do now is bolt that back up underneath the mower. Put the spindle up. These bits go on the bottom of the spindle, and then where this goes on the spindle here, it's worn out. It must have come loose, the keyway's worn out, it's all smooth in the pulley. So what we're going to do is drop that on, put it in place, clean all the threads up, and I'm going to weld the pulley on. I hope I can weld that. I think the centre piece of it is steel, but we'll give it a go. So we'll see you down here, and we'll carry on. If you put that up through the hole, I can hold on to it.
I can't see.
I don't know what hole you're going for.
The back.
Alright, push it up. Right, can you hold the mandrel as well?
Yeah.
And I'll just get a nut on. Okay, I've got the mandrel.
Right. I'll go for the opposite diagonal.
Alright. Have you got the mandrel?
Yeah.
Oh shit. We're recording. So here we go. It's just the generic auto darkening welding helmet. The model is a JY2200, I believe, because it's the black one. Solar power, high clear view filter, permanent UV IR protection, high strength mask material, sensitivity and delay time adjustment. Now when you're looking at one of these, the delay time and the sensitivity is what you want to be looking for, because you don't want to be getting caught by a flash. So here it is. It's the solar panel across the top. You can adjust it on the side. There didn't come with any instructions, so I've been online and I found that for stick welding, at about the amperage that I'm going to use, it's going to be on about number 11. That should be safe then. Sensitivity and the delay are in there. So this is my first time using it. We shall see how we get on. I think I'll probably leave my glasses on. Oh, look at that, hat head. Hat hair. Get it on my big bonce. Oh, I can see Tina and everything. Right, let's get back down here and do some work. I didn't realise last time I was using this stick welder, the little lever bust off. So I'm going to have to do it the hard way by the looks of it. I'm going to stick a screwdriver in the end to prise the jaws apart. And there we go. Right, I've got my apron there, please. Right, we shall see how this goes. Oh. I think I've lost my knack. Let's try a different welding rod. Doesn't help with this thing being bust. That seems better. Don't know if it's stuck to it though, that's the only thing. helmet seems to be doing alright. I've had to adjust it a little bit, but yeah, it's going on and off quite nice. I'm not getting any flash at all, so it seems to be well recommended. If I can find a link for it, I'll put it in the description below. This helmet, I don't know what make it is. I don't know if I got it off eBay or somewhere, but I'll have a look on Amazon, find the same one, and I'll put a link in the description below. Once I dialed it in, I've got it down to number 10 for stick welding at this amperage, which I can't see what it is, but I think it's only this is only a 100 amp stick welder anyway. But yeah, it seems pretty good. There's hardly, you don't notice any delay. I didn't get any single flashes at all. So that is that done. That's the mandrel back on with the blade up underneath. So now we've just got to unbolt the gearbox housing, bit that slides, so that we can adjust the belts. I think we've got to take that end off, or possibly this end. Oh no, might not have to actually. Anyway, we'll crack on with this and have a look and see what's going on. So the last thing left to do now is to put the new belts on, tension them up, let Tina go for a little tootle around the garden, just having a whirl, and then we'll recheck the belts and should be good to go. Tina can crack on with cutting the grass. It's on. It's a bit more tricky than I thought it was going to be. Hang on, let me... Oh, that's too dark. It's a little bit trickier than we thought it was going to be. But it's on, it's all bolted up. I've not tightened the belts up super tight because they're new belts. We're going to get Tina just to have a little run around the garden in a minute. But first things first, we need to fit this on to the grease gun. Hopefully it'll fit. So it should be just a case of screwing off your old grease gun end and screwing on the Gertech nipple gripper. This doesn't look very good. Well, it's on, but I'm not too happy about that. It didn't... We'll have to see. Let's try it down here. So the theory is, you squeeze that onto the grease nipple. And there you go. Grease comes out. So, we shall grease this mandrel up. That's on. And then the grease gun runs out of grease. So that's it. Tractor's all back together. It's running. Belts are tensioned. It's cutting grass again. So Tina, you know, nice day like today, Tina can get out and cut the field. We have got other methods of cutting the grass, but with the flower mower, you've got two lots of fuel. You're towing it around with the Range Rover, plus you've got the fuel in the flower mower. With this, you've just got the diesel in the tractor. It's like when you're doing a gang mower, just diesel in there. Anyway, that's that. So it's all done. It's a bit of a bodge, but it was a cheap fix. Gets us back on the road. Gets us back up and running. Bearings were a couple of quid, I think, and the belts were 20 quid for a pair, but the belts will go again, whatever we bodge. So over the winter, I might get some... I found the spindles with the keyways and the pulleys and everything. We might, because it does sound like some of the other bearings are quite noisy on it. So over the winter we might strip it down. When the garage is done, we'll strip it down. We can take the mower off, flip it over, give it a good clean up, give it a lick of paint, and we'll make it brand new again. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. It's a bit of a boring bodge if you're not into this kind of thing, but it's just one of these videos that we put out. So from me, oh no, Yeah, if you like it, please give us a thumbs up. Old farmer. Subscribe if you haven't already. And from me and Tina, over there, the Hobbit, it's bye for now.